IVC back again. This is a vinyl update. I haven't done one for a while and sort of been shopping over the last few months, just haven't got round to uploading a update video, so just sort of show you a few things that I've got for a while. What we're listening to is a charity shop find I found, which is Freddie Hubbard, and it's Ride Like the Wind. I went into a local charity shop and this was right at the front of the pile. I knew the name Freddie Hubbard, but I didn't have anything by him, but as soon as I saw it, I picked it up and sort of thought nobody else is having it, put it under my arm as I was flicking through everything else. Got it home. When I was looking at it, it's from 1982, so you never sometimes some of the stuff that's done in the 80s can be a bit overproduced, as we all know, and things, so I wasn't too sure. But then when I read sort of on the back as I was in the shop, and it said that it was recorded onto a 2-track digital recorder, and it basically said it was all recorded live in the studio. So when I sort of read that, and I thought, okay, I'll give it a go. So yeah, that was nice. So that was a nice find. As you can see, it's got the original WOW price sticker on it, $5.49, so that's a nice little thing. So after I went there, I went to my local record shop, which is I go to most days on the way home from work, or once or twice a week, and somebody is obviously, I don't know, either dropped off their complete CD collection, or somebody or a family member has dumped off somebody's CD collection, because there's been masses in there. I'll show the CDs in another video, but also when I went to look at the records, which generally they don't have that many of, but I found four jazz records. This is the first one I picked up. I mean, the names didn't mean anything to me. Dudu Pakwana and John Stevens, and They Shoot to Kill is the name of the album, and this Radaby is actually, when you read the information on the back, which is all there, it's basically a tribute album to a Johnny Bizzo Diwani. He was basically a bass player, and that was his sort of nickname, or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, and part of the reason I actually picked all these sort of jazz albums up there in the shop is they're all live recordings from concerts. This was recorded in Southall in Middlesex in 1987. Now Southall is just down the road from where I live, so that was quite nice. And it is basically Pakwana on alto sax, soprano sax and piano and vocals, and then John Stevens on drums and mini trumpet. And it's basically it's one song split into 2 halves on both sides of the album, basically, and it's really good, sort of improvised free jazz, if you like. It was really good. I was really pleased with that. That was a nice blind buy. So that was one of the ones I picked up. The next one I picked up was this, and it's Tony Cole, excuse me, and the Brian Lemon Trio. Now again, when I saw this, read it, didn't know who it was. For some reason this cover, when you flip it over, it's like that. So you have to sort of turn it upside down to read it. This is from 1971, and this was recorded live at Ronnie Scott's club. Again, that's another reason I picked it up. Another reason is the bass player is Dave Green, who plays as a band called A, B, C and D of Boogie Woogie, and it's basically Jules Holland, Ben Waters, it's a German pianist as well, and then it's Dave Green on bass. So that's how I knew who he was. And basically it's Tony Cole on tenor and clarinet, Brian Lemon on piano, Dave Green on bass, and then Phil Seaman on drums. And yeah, I picked it up. I've listened to this. I haven't listened to all of them. I've listened to this one. This is actually really good. I quite enjoyed it. Not completely different to the other one I've just described. This is just good jazz, basically. It's really good, and it's live. So yeah, that was really good. So that was a nice, again, a completely sort of blind buy. I think somebody must have dropped off their sort of few sort of jazz records they had. I haven't actually, until I picked up the Freddie Hubbard one, which was the one I first showed you, I didn't have any records on jazz. I've got CDs and things, but no vinyl, so that's nice. I've sort of, you know, come away with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So the next one I picked up was this, which is Phil Seaman now live with Tony Archer and Tony Lee. This is, well, as you can work out from that, it's a trio. Basically it's Tony Lee on piano, Tony Lee on piano, Tony Archer on bass, and Phil Seaman on drums. Now, again, complete blind buy, but actually, as you hopefully realise, that's the same drummer that was on the last album I just showed you. And this was recorded, and again, this is another live album, and it's from the Bull's Head at Barnes and the Royal Oak in Tooley Street, and this was recorded in 1968. So I actually haven't listened to, I've only listened to a little bit of this one, but again, what I've listened to, very good. Yeah, really good. So I'm enjoying that. And also what was nice was when I looked inside, there was this, which is sort of like information about the Phil Seaman story, and it's got a whole sort of section, and I think it's sort of saying that it's different people writing about him. Tubby Hayes is the one, well, that's the one I know. But yeah, no, it's really good, and there's more information on the back, so that was really nice to find in there. Do a little extra. The next one I picked up, again another jazz one, was Little Clunk, the Stan Tracy Trio. Now again, this is recorded live in London on the 22nd and the 26th of May 1959. This is a reissue on Ace of Clubs record label, and again it's Phil Seaman on drums, so whoever sort of collection these came from, obviously that's the link. Obviously they were a fan of his drumming. Again, very good, you know, great album, basically, really good, really enjoyed these. So it's nice, I've gone from having no jazz on vinyl to having 1, 2, 3, 5, sorry, having 5 on one shopping session, so that was really nice. And also everybody knew there, I didn't have anything by any of those artists, so that's always quite nice. So that was all local charity shops that I've been to. Then I went up to London to see some friends for a drink, and as you do, I went up sort of about an hour before I was going to meet them, or a couple of hours before I was going to meet them, and went to the sort of record shops up in London, especially sort of Berwick Street, and I went into Reckless Records, which is a really good record shop, and they obviously, because I just got all those jazz records, I went straight to the jazz section. It just sort of got me in the mood to sort of listen to some more and get some more. And they've got, like, the first section they've got is like new reissues come out, and they're all sort of very reasonably priced, £10 generally, 10, 11, 12 pounds. So I was sort of flicking through those, and the first one I picked up was this one, which was Freddie Hubbard. Again, this is called Skydive, and this is from, I think, 1972 this one's from, and it's got, I mean, when you see the other names on it as well, you know why I picked it up. It's got Ron Carter, Billy Cobham, George Benson, Keith Jarrett, Ray Barretto, Airto and Hubert Laws. So then, yeah, really enjoyed that. Again, no idea, complete blind buy. Just sort of saw the name, and when I saw all the different people that were on the album with him, I just thought, yeah, I'm having that. So that was a great album. This one I sort of knew a little bit more about. This is Wayne Shorter, the all-seeing eye. I did show this on Facebook quite a while ago, so yeah, really pleased with that, and it's on the Blue Note label. Again, this is a reissue, and this, I don't know when this was from. You can't get the, you can't find a date, but by coincidence, again, when I picked this up, again on here is Freddie Hubbard on trumpet and flugelhorn, Alan Shorter on flugelhorn, which is his brother, Wayne Shorter's brother. And then also it's got Herbie Hancock on piano, Ron Carter on bass again, who's on the other one. So I've sort of got a couple of Wayne Shorter's stuff on CD, so I knew I liked him, and obviously, you know, the stuff he's done with Miles Davis. So yeah, that was a really nice buy. When I went up there, I had one thing in mind that I wanted to get, sort of going off the sort of jazz track that I've been on with those ones, was Jack White's label. I don't know if it was the beginning of the year, they said they were going to release a load of blues records on vinyl, and they've chosen 3 separate artists to do at a time. He's taken over, I think it's the Document label. Basically, excuse me, I'm just going to have a drink, cheers. And he's sort of archiving all the old blues, and he's done Charlie Patton, I think it's Blind Willie McTell, and the Mississippi Sheiks. Now, out of the 3 of those, I sort of piqued my interest when I saw the video of him introducing it, saying what are you going to do, was the Mississippi Sheiks, because I didn't really particularly know a lot about them. The other 2 I've got stuff on CD, so I will eventually get round to getting them, but I didn't see any point at the moment. I might as well get something I hadn't sort of heard of. So I picked up, I think I bought this one off eBay, because you couldn't buy it in the sort of shops. So what I sort of find it difficult to believe is when he released them, he says, oh, it's really important to keep them out there, especially on vinyl and everything like that. And what I was actually quite disappointed of is volume 1, because he's doing the whole, it's all chronological. It says completely recorded works presented in chronological order, and he's doing that with all those 3 artists. Is virtually all of the volume 1s are sold out. So I don't really understand, when he did his introduction video, he sort of said how important it was to keep these things in circulation on vinyl, so hopefully they'll be repressing them. So I got this one off eBay, and you know, it's nice artwork, it's original artwork. Then you've got all the information on the back, so you've got a biography here, you've got all your different songs, and then you've got like tape number, you've got original release numbers, and then you've got author, composer, arranger, publisher, recording location, date, and how long it is. So loads of information on there, really nice. And then across the top you've got 5 different pictures, and that's going to be the 5 different albums. That's going to be the Mississippi. Once he's done the whole series, it's going to be 5 album volumes basically. I think there's 15 songs on this, so that is really nice, and it's on the Third Man record label there. So what am I doing? Wrong way round. Alright, if you just hang on one sec, because the record's just finished. Sorry about that. Right, so I got volume 1 off eBay, and then when I went into London to get the other ones, I got volume 2, which is this one. It's exactly the same. On the back you've got the same sort of information, but what I was really disappointed of, this biography is exactly the same as on volume 1, so they haven't given you any more information. they haven't sort of split it to give you a little bit of information about the recordings on that one. It's basically a biography of the Mississippi Sheiks across the whole sort of spectrum, and so I was a little bit annoyed with that, because you know, you've got 5 volumes coming of this, and if it's going to have the same bit written across the top of all of them, I was just a little bit disappointed. But the songs on both of them really good, very different sort. Obviously it's old blues. It's sorry I didn't say any dates, did I? This one's June 1930 to October 31, and the volume 1 is February to June 30. So it's obviously old blues. And what actually makes this quite different is they've actually got a violin player in it as well, which makes it quite different to sort of stuff that I've heard before. So yeah, they were really good. So that was that shopping trip. Then I went to a concert with my brother. Again, I left work early, went up to London before, went to the record shops, had a few things in mind to buy. So I did a album of the week a few weeks ago, and I showed my Adam and the Ants collection, and I bought this. I now have it on vinyl, so that's really nice. Kings of the Wild Frontier by Adam Ant. It's got the original inner sleeve. It doesn't have the poster like some of them had, but yeah, that's really nice. So that was really nice to get hold of. And that was only £4, so quite cheap as well. That's the picture on the back, and that's that picture is a still from the Kings of the Wild Frontier video. So that was really nice to have. So yeah, excellent. Next I got on this shopping trip was this one. For those of you who watched my intro video and see my art, you know, I love The Damned. This is basically the album that came out when I first sort of got into them, 1985, so certainly not their best album by any means, but it just sort of holds a special place for me because it's the first one that came out when I was into them, so that's really nice. So the Phantasmagoria, by the way, and it's nice, really nice cover. So yeah. So that's really nice. Next one I got was Susie and the Banshees, The Scream. I actually don't have any Susie and the Banshees on vinyl, so this is my first. Oh, excuse me a minute. Because I have to run my record player through my computer at the moment, so I don't have anything else. If you don't get the settings right, the popping, I don't know if you could hear it, I could, it's annoying. You have to change the gain on it, it says, so sorry about that. Anyway, as I was saying, The Scream, Susie and the Banshees, this is my first Susie and the Banshees on vinyl. I've got stuff on CD, so that was nice. Again, then as I was out, I went into Sister Ray, which is just up the road. I mean, basically Berwick Street, you've probably got four or five different record shops just on one road in Piccadilly in London, so that was nice. So the next two I bought up were 2 new ones, and this one was the first one, and this is a new band, or newish band from England. It's called Palmer Violets, and the album was called 180. That's just really good. It's really good. I'll show you the inner sleeve. That's the inner sleeve. All the lyrics, I don't know if you can see any of that. It's all sort of written in handwriting, so it's actually quite difficult. So don't know if I see. And actually came with a free CD. I don't have it on me. It must be downstairs because I put it onto my iPod, so I can listen to it on the way from work. But that's really good. If you never heard of them, Palmer Violets, check them out. Really good. Another new record that I picked up was Mick Harvey. It's called 4 brackets Acts of Love. That's, couldn't recommend this one enough actually. This was really good. Obviously I know Mick Harvey, I've got a couple of his solo records, obviously all his stuff with Nick Cave in The Birthday Party and The Bad Seeds. This it's a very sort of chilled album, if you like. It's quiet. It's actually really nice. Sort of, I enjoy in the sort of summer when it's been really hot over here in England, and this has been a sort of a perfect sort of Saturday afternoon when you're sort of a bit hot, too hot, and it's just a really nice album. And again, this came with a free CD, which I do actually have here. There. Goes with a cardboard cover, but again, that's nice, so I can put that on my iPod. So yeah, so that was another shop. That was the third shopping trip. And then after that, I went up to London again, and I had a load of CDs to sell, because I've probably got to that point, like a lot of us, where I've just got too many CDs, too many records, not enough room. So what I decided to do was go through my CDs, as I've now got back into collecting vinyl after a while, now that I've got this room and got all my vinyl out again, is I went through all my CDs and sort of things that I had on CD and vinyl. I went through, obviously double checked that the vinyl was okay and was playing okay. I made sure that the CDs were on my iPods, and then I basically traded them in. I traded them into Reckless Records, and I got a really good price for them. I was quite surprised how much they gave me, so I was really surprised, and I haven't spent it all either, because I was out with my son on that day, so I didn't have the time to sort of really have a good look around the shop, but I picked up a few bits. Again, as you've seen earlier, I sort of got into quite a jazz kick earlier, and again, that was the first section I went to when I went in there. So these are the purchases I've got, and this is first one I got is Herbie Hancock, and again these are all reissues, and this is my Point of View, which is his second solo album. And again, when you read sort of the people that are on here with him, it's got Donald Byrd on trumpet, it's got Anthony Williams on drums. It's just really good. Yeah, I mean, what more do I need to say? It's Herbie Hancock, really. You don't really need to say anymore, so that was really good. Then sort of, as I was going through, I saw this, Blackbird by Donald Byrd. Again, I'd heard a lot about him. I'd seen a few people show things in the VC, on the Facebook and things. Honestly, I don't have anything else by him. I bought this. Again, I was absolutely blown away by this. This was absolutely superb. I was really, really pleased with that. So yeah, really love that one. Both of these are on Blue Note, by the way, as you can see. Like I say, they're both reissues. The next one I bought was Ornette Coleman, The Art of the Improvisers. Again, I'd seen, I think it was a programme on the telly, but it wasn't about this album. It was about four different albums that came out in 1959. So the Ornette Coleman one was The Shape of Jazz to Come, and but obviously made me think of him. I was sort of looking at stuff on Spotify and YouTube, and when I saw this in the reissue, I thought, yeah, I'll have that. And then when I saw some of the other players on it, which is sort of Don Cherry, who I've heard of on cornet or trumpet. He's actually on cornet on most of these. He plays trumpet on one. But yeah, so absolutely superb. Like it says, improvise. It's not an official album. It's drawn from sessions held between 1959 and 1961. But it's great. I think somebody showed this on the VC recently. I can't remember who. But yeah, again, really great album. Obviously a bit more free than the other two. But yeah, just really, really solid jazz. And the last one I bought was, I put on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, a very bad picture of a Blur ticket that I was going to see Sonny Rollins in November in London, and so I thought, I don't actually have anything by him. I sort of listened to stuff online and stuff like that. When I saw he was coming up in concert, obviously I knew the name and wasn't going to miss it, so I booked it. Unfortunately, since then I've actually had an email to say the concert's been cancelled, because of ill health at the moment. I mean, he is 80 years old, so you can understand that. But this is called The Bridge by Sonny Rollins, and when you sort of read the back, I don't know if it says it was basically 1961. It was basically said he retired in 1959, or basically he needed a break, and what he'd do was he'd sit, where did it say, he was sitting on a bridge basically practicing in the breaks in between, just sort of playing outside his apartment, and that's obviously where the name came from, and the sort of songs. But yeah, it's just, again, another solid album. So yeah, so that's my update. I'm going record shopping again in a week, so I will do another update soon. Thank you for listening. I hope I haven't sort of kept you too long, and like, subscribe, comment please, and I'll see you next time. Bye.